You must have seen, friends, this news we had yesterday in Hindu. और आप लोग तो हिंदू के कीड़े हो, है ना, चाट जाते हो. And you must have seen this person. Who is he? He was the director and Anthropological Survey of India once, and he had visited. And he was the focus of this news in Hindu. And this news yesterday appeared only in Hindu. I intended to make this news video yesterday, but I think I was fortunate, courtesy Antim sir, because another edition has come in Hindustan Times today. We'll analyze with respect to environment, with respect to tribals, and with respect to humanity as a whole, the way we are going with. And what he says, according to, firstly, Shompen is talking about. There was a program of the president, of that president, and he was to address as a director. And he said in 2011 census there are only around 299 members of the Shompen tribe. क्या समझे कितने हैं? When you write about, it means even the estimate is not there. And when you say about, it has to be 220 or 225 or 230. If you are giving exact figure, how can it be about? We are yet to even count them, you can say. They are a small nomadic forest. In May 2024, 7 of them voted in a general election, and that was the news at that time that they came for voting. Then the problem what is? There is a contentious plan to develop a transshipment container terminal, a port, and solar power plant in the Great Nicobar Island. This will involve raising nearly 1 million trees in about 130 square kilometers of rainforest, the primary source of sustenance to the forest dwelling Shompen. We are talking only about the Shompen. How much fragile is the economy you have already known. Western Ghats also and Andaman Nicobar also. Studies have shown that cutting one tree means destruction of 7 lakh rupees of economy. Even the government has admitted how much financially you are losing in terms of the future survivals also. Because a tree is not a tree. It provides you fruits, it provides you shades, it provides you the whole of the environment, ecosystem. You are destroying it. When all those people and collective of anthropologists have publicly voiced concern over the environmental consequences of the project. I wish we have several organizations. We have in Delhi, Indian Anthropological Association. We have in Lucknow, Ethnographic and Co-Cultural Society. We have similarly in Ranchi and Kolkata. I think all of them should have raised these issues publicly, nationally, internationally, everywhere. It's not a question of environment merely, but their beloved tribals. They are under threat, and if they don't speak, then who will? These days, even geography people are doing it. What anthropology people are doing, I don't know. Collective that Mr. Pandit warns that such progress could have disastrous consequences for the Shompen. Such major infrastructure projects aren't correct on the Great Island. They are virgin forests, and the part of it has already been destroyed. And that is not only the case of this. I told you in Western Ghat also. You have many virgin forests in the northeast also. Why we are destroying? I don't remember the name of a great person. He said that we have not inherited this world from our ancestors. We have borrowed it from our descendants. So you have taken it on loan from your descendants, and that loan, how you are using that loan. And Mr. Pandit interacted with all of the existing tribes on Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and he was the first researcher to make contact with the PVTGs and all those things. Now we had a talk with Professor Pandit. I had the interaction with him during one of the meeting of anthropologists, and he was the first one definitely. Another one is a lady. She is a secretary in a ministry in culture, not in home or. And a lot of discussions have been there. And when this came up, this is all about the Shompen, but he is talking about when in 2018, when an American missionary, John Chow, who illegally visited the island, was lynched by the islanders. No, I have objection to this word lynched. If you are disturbing my way of life, if you are intruding and you have no right to do it, what is the solution left to me? Chow went there, and what happened? Jokingly, I say, कि he wanted to give the message of Jesus to them. Jesus got angry. कि वहां कहां जा रहे हो, पहले मेरे पास आओ, मैं समझाता हूं. And Jesus called him. And when this happened, this beloved Professor Vinay Srivastava, he was the director. And the government, they asked him to go to that area and find out what solutions can be there. And by chance, those days only I called him and he told me that he'll be going there. But he has nobody he knows. And again, by chance, one of my students, Pathak, Dipen Pathak, he was the commissioner of that area. I talked to him. I called him in the morning also, पर बड़ा आदमी है तो फोन नहीं उठाया उसने. कोई बात नहीं, जब इसके बाद वीडियो जाएगी तो उठाएगा. And then he went there, and but before that, when we discussed, he told me, and this is the issue, and we discussed for almost half an hour what solution can be there. To simply know that the people who remain isolated for thousands of years, they have their own body mechanisms. They are very sensitive to the outside bacteria and all those things. Their immunity system is very different from ours. You know the example of British Columbians, Pakiatul and Simshan Lingit, Britishers and Europeans and other foreign traders, the Europeans and British, and third one was Russian. They went there. The population that was 10,000 plus in 1850s was reduced to less than one fourth in one generation. So we debated quite a lot biologically and culturally as well. And incidentally, I consider only three people as the great anthropologists. One is Professor D.N. Majumdar, one is Professor Vidyarthi, and third is this Vinay Bhai. Great knowledge. Another good thing was that he was a very good listener. We lost him during COVID. Before that, I sent him a message seeking reply. He didn't. Then my last message was waiting for Godot. How many of you know about what is this waiting for Godot? This was a trendsetter drama written by Samuel Beckett in 1953. Godot is the one who never arrives. So we lost him. But that time we discussed a lot, and finally we realized that only way out is that till the time we have their knowledge, at least culture, biology, we can know only after you have a contact. Maybe by remote technology in future we may be able to do. So till that time, we should keep them as they are. We should not try to interfere the way Chow did. Plenty of protection is there, security is there, but he bribed the security people and went there. Jugaad people. So then their basic approach has been to be unconstrained. They will either chase and hunt a pig, spear a fish, capture. He is talking about the community he was talking about. And the tribe that have lived on Nicobar Island for millennia are linked to the humanity of early history. I don't agree with that in a way. They are not cultural survivors. Of course, they have moved ahead based on their experiences. Firstly, during the 20th century, the Japanese, they destroyed many of the islands. Then the British did, and now Indian government is trying. The Shompen may be few in number, but their knowledge of forests in their islands is supreme. About these island people, remember one thing: when tsunami came in that area, not a single great Andamani was damaged. Even their dogs, they took them to higher places. So obviously their knowledge is much more this traditional knowledge we need for our progress. They are happy, joyous, and they have their own understanding of the universe. Let them remain the way they are. This is what we have been also telling about. And then this is Lalit, my 1 year senior, because of which only every year we have gathering of anthropologists in Delhi. This time we may have somewhere else. And there only Pandit sir met for the first time. And within 2 3 days, a lot of news was there about his interviews, and I sent him all the details. But I don't know where I have kept them in my record. Then this is we had a world conference in August in Bhubaneswar, and I was one of the recipients of these awards, lifetime achievement. This is Arjun Munda, and this is head of our UIEF, and the head of KISS, and this is the certificate for that. Then this was the news in Hindustan Times. I do not know what reporters are doing today. One reports in one paper, another one a day later, or 2 days later, or 3 days later. Others, they are oblivious of what is happening around, as if environment is not their issue. Even if it is a paper of economy, environment has to be an important issue. Then what is there about this? I told you about the degrading economy of environment of this. It says it is anywhere in the range of 500 to 800 trees per hectare of land of at least 30 centimeter girth size or larger, that you call dense forest. Rainforests are so dense that at times it is difficult to see the open sky through their canopy. The mix of big and small trees can go up to 1000 trees. Generally, it is 5 to 8, but if it is big and small, it can go up to 1000. In India, the high monsoon regions such as Western Ghats is talked about, and Andaman Nicobar region can be as high as 1000 trees per hectare because there is a mix of big and small. But it is not the trees alone. You will not find large mammals. They don't find there at all. Ecosystem is extremely rich. If diverted, as is envisaged under the development projects, which I listed from the last news, lichens, orchids, ferns, hainas, and moss are likely to be lost. And the government has planned 4 projects in this region: International Container Transshipment Terminal, Greenfield International Airport, gas and solar based power plant, and township and area development, for which an area of 166 square kilometers is required, and forest area is this much. You can say it is 80% of that, more than 80% is here. Of this area, felling is there 84.76 square kilometers according to ANIDCO's call, and that is between 2025 and 35, means in the next decade an area of 10,045 square kilometers complexity of this nature will be destroyed. Then all these forests which are there for infrastructure, everything, they have analyzed it. But what our ministry says, that it is not that much, it is only 9 lakh trees which will be cut. But do you think 9 lakh is a small number in terms of ecology? That too in a fragile ecology. And then the minister says we have taken all precautions. What precautions you can take against the ecology, against the environment? You have not been able to control floods. You have not been able to control droughts. All natural disasters that have been there, they have come and they have played their role. What the government has done, nobody can tell. They can claim, but those claims can never be evaluated. Therefore, my advice is that you spread this news everywhere, wherever you can. It's a time, it's a question between development and survival. Development at the cost of survival. I told you, we have borrowed this from our children. Now, if your sons or daughters ask you in future that you have already sold air, you have already sold water, you have already sold lands, you have already sold mines, what have you left for us? Only jobs. We always, the next generation and they'll always be servants only. They cannot be owners. Unless you are yourself an encroacher, which I wish you are not. So this issue has to be there when you say sustainable development. It means you use the sources and You transfer the resources to the next generation the way you received from the previous generation. But if you are destroying like this, and then you claim climate change is doing this, climate change, you are destroying the climate, you are responsible. I'm responsible because we never think about it. So the time is there. Some time is still there before we can save our lives, before we can save our future, before all this it engulfs us. What is happening in the world, you know? They talk about global warming and what is happening in Israel and Hamas and what is happening in Russia and there no global warming is there. But when you have firecrackers in the valley, then they tell you, look, this is global warming. So ridiculous a thing. So you got to have a broader vision and you have to tell the world how and where we are heading for. Thank you.